Throughout the history of sports, the intensity of competition often leads to memorable clashes between players. From heated exchanges on the field to dramatic confrontations off it, these arguments not only highlight the fierce competitive spirit of athletes, but also shape the narratives of their careers. Here we explore the top 10 player arguments that have left a lasting impact on sports history. Number 1. Zinedine Zidane vs Marco Materazzi, 2006 FIFA World Cup. The clash between Zinedine Zidane and Marco Materazzi in the 2006 FIFA World Cup final is one of the most infamous moments in soccer history. During extra time of the match between France and Italy, Zidane, the French captain, headbutted Materazzi, an Italian defender, in the chest. This shocking act resulted in Zidane receiving a red card and being sent off in what was his final professional match. The incident was sparked by a verbal exchange. Materazzi later admitted to insulting Zidane's sister, provoking the violent reaction. Italy went on to win the World Cup in a penalty shootout, but the headbutt overshadowed the match. Zidane's act, although criticized, also highlighted the intense emotions and pressures involved in high-stakes international sports. The event remains a controversial and talked about moment in World Cup history, but what LeBron did was absolutely different. While Zidane merely headbutted, LeBron literally turned the court into a conference. Number 2. LeBron James vs Draymond Green, 2016 NBA Finals. During the 2016 NBA Finals between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors, LeBron James and Draymond Green had a notable altercation in Game 4. As tensions ran high, James stepped over Green after a play, which Green perceived as disrespectful. In response, Green swung his arm and made contact with James, sparking a heated exchange. The NBA reviewed the incident and suspended Green for Game 5 due to his accumulation of flagrant fouls throughout the playoffs. This suspension proved crucial as the Warriors, who were leading the series 3-1, lost Game 5 without Green. The Cavaliers capitalized on this momentum shift, winning 3 straight games to complete a historic comeback and win the NBA championship. The confrontation and Green suspension are often seen as turning points in the series. Next up on the list is the most remarkable fight in the UFC, most hyped and most awaited. Number 3. Conor McGregor vs Khabib Nurmagomedov, UFC 229. The UFC 229 fight between Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov on October 6, 2018 was one of the most anticipated and intense bouts in mixed martial arts history. The rivalry was fueled by personal animosity and pre-fight trash talk, especially from McGregor, who insulted Khabib's family, religion, and country. Inside the octagon, Khabib dominated the fight with his superior grappling and ground control, eventually submitting McGregor in the 4th round with a neck crank. However, the most shocking moment occurred after the fight when Khabib jumped over the cage to confront McGregor's team, sparking a brawl between both camps. This post-fight melee led to suspensions and fines for both fighters. Khabib's victory solidified his status as one of the greatest fighters in the sport, while the chaos that ensued highlighted the intensity of their rivalry and the volatile nature of high-profile MMA events. On to the next moment in the 2018 US Open Final. The clash between Serena Williams and Naomi Osaka was as dramatic off the court as it was on it. Number 4. Serena Williams vs Naomi Osaka, 2018 US Open Final. The 2018 US Open Final between Serena Williams and Naomi Osaka was marked by both exceptional tennis and significant controversy. Osaka, playing in her first Grand Slam final, won the match 6-2, 6-4 to claim her first major title. However, the match became infamous for a heated argument between Williams and chair umpire Carlos Ramos. Williams was given 3 code violations, one for coaching, another for racket abuse, and a third for verbal abuse after she called Ramos a thief for taking a point away. This led to a game penalty for Williams, which caused confusion and overshadowed Osaka's victory. The crowd booed during the trophy presentation, leading to an emotional scene where Osaka was in tears despite her win. The incident sparked widespread debate about gender bias in officiating and overshadowed Osaka's breakthrough performance. Up next is in 1993, Michael Jordan was undeniably the most formidable player in the NBA. However, his intense competitive nature led to a memorable altercation with Reggie Miller. Number 5. Michael Jordan vs Reggie Miller, 1993 NBA game. The clash between Michael Jordan and Reggie Miller during a 1993 NBA game between the Chicago Bulls and the Indiana Pacers is one of the most memorable on-court altercations in NBA history. Tensions boiled over in the 3rd quarter when Miller Miller and Jordan tangled while going for a rebound. Miller nudged Jordan, and Jordan responded by throwing a punch, leading to a scuffle between the two stars. Both players had to be separated, and the fight resulted in Jordan being ejected from the game. This incident highlighted the intense competitive nature of both players and their respective teams. The altercation further fueled the rivalry between the Bulls and the Pacers, two strong Eastern Conference contenders at the time. The game demonstrated the fierce and physical nature of NBA basketball in the 1990s and the intense rivalries that characterized the era. Next up, in the 2006 FIFA World Cup, Cristiano Ronaldo and Wayne Rooney's clash became one of the tournament's most controversial moments. Number 6. Cristiano Ronaldo versus Wayne Rooney 2006 FIFA World Cup. The confrontation between Cristiano Ronaldo and Wayne Rooney during the 2006 FIFA World Cup quarterfinal match between England and Portugal became a notable incident. In the match, Rooney, frustrated by a challenge, stamped on Portuguese defender Ricardo Carvalho. Ronaldo, Rooney's Manchester United teammate at the time, appealed aggressively to the referee for a red card. Rooney was subsequently sent off, reducing England to 10 men. As Rooney left the pitch, cameras caught Ronaldo winking at his teammates, suggesting he had successfully influenced the referee's decision. This moment sparked outrage among English fans and media, who viewed Ronaldo's actions as a betrayal. Despite the tension, Portugal won the match in a penalty shootout. The incident briefly strained Rooney and Ronaldo's relationship, but they reconciled when they returned to their club, Manchester United, continuing their successful partnership. On to the next. In a 1999 NBA game, Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal's fierce rivalry erupted into a memorable on-court altercation. Number 7. Charles Barkley versus Shaquille O'Neal 1999 NBA game. In a 1999 NBA game between the Houston Rockets and the Los Angeles Lakers, a notable altercation occurred between Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal. During the intense match, Barkley, known for his aggressive play, and O'Neal, a dominant center, clashed physically. The confrontation escalated when Barkley and O'Neal exchanged shoves and were involved in a brief fight, leading to a heated exchange on the court. Both players were assessed technical fouls for their roles in the scuffle. The incident highlighted the fierce rivalry and competitive spirit of the late 1990s NBA, showcasing the physical and emotional intensity that often defined matchups between star players. Despite their on-court animosity, Barkley and O'Neal later developed a mutual respect and camaraderie, often reflecting on their competitive battles in subsequent years. Up next is Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield's fight took an unprecedented turn with Tyson's infamous act of biting Holyfield's ear. Number 8. Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield 1997 Heavyweight Championship. The 1997 Heavyweight Championship fight between Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield is infamous for Tyson's shocking act of biting Holyfield's ears. During their rematch on June 28, 1997, Tyson, frustrated by Holyfield's persistent headbutts and a difficult fight, bit Holyfield's right ear in the third round, removing a chunk of it. The fight was temporarily halted as Holyfield received medical attention. Tyson was disqualified, and Holyfield was awarded a victory by technical knockout. The incident, known as the Bite Fight, led to Tyson being banned from boxing for a year and fined $3 million. The controversy overshadowed the fight's competitive nature and became a defining moment in Tyson's career, reflecting the intense pressure and emotions associated with high-stakes boxing matches. Number 9. Dennis Rodman versus Karl Malone 1998 NBA Finals. During the 1998 NBA Finals between the Chicago Bulls and the Utah Jazz, Dennis Rodman and Karl Malone were involved in several heated exchanges. Known for his physical play, Rodman clashed with Malone, who was also a tough and aggressive player. Their confrontations included shoves and verbal jabs, reflecting the intense rivalry between the two teams. The most notable incident occurred in Game 5, when Rodman and Malone got tangled up under the basket, leading to a brief altercation. Rodman was frequently targeted by Malone, and their physicality became a focal point of the series. Despite their personal battles, the Bulls emerged victorious, winning the championship. The intense matchup between Rodman and Malone underscored the fierce competition and high stakes of the finals, highlighting the rugged nature of 1990 NBA basketball. In the last, we are going to talk about John McEnroe. Throughout his career, John McEnroe's fiery confrontations with umpires became a hallmark of his legendary tennis matches. Number 10. John McEnroe versus Umpire. Various tennis matches. John McEnroe, known for his fiery temper, had numerous confrontations with umpires throughout his tennis career. His most famous outburst occurred during the 1981 Wimbledon tournament, where he repeatedly shouted at umpire Jerry Armstrong, demanding to know, "You cannot be serious." McEnroe's confrontations often involved him questioning calls, arguing over decisions, and criticizing the officiating. His outbursts led to several fines and warnings. McEnroe's behavior was a mix of frustration with the pressure of high-stakes matches and a passionate desire for fairness. Despite his contentious interactions with umpires, McEnroe's talent and charisma made him one of the sport's most memorable figures. His confrontations with officials became a significant part of his legacy, illustrating the intense emotions and drama that can accompany top-level tennis. That's it for this video.